Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about dysfunctional families. And I hear this question about what is a functional family? What's the difference, how can if you're raised in a dysfunctional family, what would have been a functional family? Basically, that's that question. Now, there's no one size that fits all on that. You can't say that this is the perfect family. This is the model family, because some of it does deal with, a lot of it deals with culture, the differences between where you live, the way people act, or your ethnic group, or so many different things that can combine together that would make it different to seem to be a functional family, a good healthy family, a good healthy person. But my own thought, like I said, one size doesn't fit all, is that it promotes growth. And of course, if I add in healthy, you'll say, well, the question is about healthy. But healthy growth, not just physically, but mentally too. Okay, of course there's more to it than that, but that's my opinion. But I want to tell a story, and this will show how would you respond to this, and this is about family, and think about how other people might respond to it. Okay, so I'll tell this little story. It's fictional, nothing about it's real, so just come up with it in my mind. But yeah, I don't know how many people these days actually go to family reunions. I remember when I was a child, I went to more than once, and you go there and you might meet people you don't know. Okay, I met a lot of cousins and second cousins and so on, so forth, that I never knew at mine. It was done on a ranch, a big, huge ranch, and so I'm going to use that part as an example. Just say, or an event center, something where you have a lot of people. You have people coming in from wherever, and a lot of family members that you haven't met. Okay, and you go with your adult son. You say your son is a 21-year-old. Okay, and you go there, and you have met most of these people, but your son hasn't. Okay, so you and your son go to this family reunion, and they have a bunch of picnic tables, and when it comes time to eat, it's kind of like a potluck thing. When it comes time to eat, you and your son sit at a certain table, and you meet someone you don't know. Now your cousin. It's a cousin, a second cousin, and you don't know that second cousin's new husband's son, which is an 18-year-old, and he's there, and he sits at the table too, and your son doesn't know any of them. Well, this child, this 18-year-old, lets everybody know that he's kind of like I don't know what you would have called it, when you were younger. We used to just call them hoods, okay, bad, and that's he lets everybody know that's his kind of his personality. I mean, his way. That's how he sees himself, and he's proud of it. And I need to wake up and get some caffeine. Let me tell you, I keep messing with my words here. Okay, I don't know what was going on with my phone, but I was saying this, that I might have to delete a clip. But I'm saying this, that your son, he had gone through a spell like that of thinking he's cool to be tough, but he went to something like you put him in a military school, or something to straighten him out. And back when I was young, ROTC was one of those things that some of the boys went into, if they were really bad. But anyway, so your son was pretty much straight up. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my phone, but anyway, so my camera. So anyway, after everybody eats, they're sitting there, and the younger people, they get up and they go play football or some game. Go play football, whatever. And you're still sitting there. Well, after they finish, they come back to the Your son comes back, and so does the young punk kind of guy, the hood. And your son notices that his phone is missing. Okay, his cell phone. And, well, he had left it on the table. And he immediately, well, who does he blame? You got it. He blames the hood kind of guy, the hood kid. Yeah. Okay, now, I don't want to sound like blaming the victim on that. Your son was not, but your son really wasn't acting in a mature, responsible manner by leaving the phone there. Now, that's separate from it being stolen. Your son isn't responsible for it being stolen. However, it wasn't stolen. You saw him leave it there. You put it in your purse or your pocket or whatever. Okay, so, but your son immediately, had made assumptions that it was the punk kid. Okay, the 18-year-old actually is an adult, here at least. So your son made, 2 mistakes. Now, depending on where you were raised, how you were raised, the spirit that people have, the views people have about this, what would you do? Now, some say you would call your son away from there and say, hey, you made these 2 mistakes, and that assumption was wrong. Here it is. It's in my purse. You go apologize to that young guy. Now, some say you handle it right then and there because your son was wrong, and you correct your son. And some say no. You always take up for your child, even if the child is wrong. I disagree with that one. And the reason I disagree with that one is, what are you teaching them? What are you really teaching them? They can say and accuse and whatever. And it's just going to be okay? You're going to give them some kind of unconditional love, as some people think that it is? No. To me, my opinion, that is totally wrong. Yeah, to not teach them that there are consequences to what you say. Okay, if you make an assumption and you're wrong, there are consequences to that, and that you pay those consequences. Nobody's going to sit there and say, oh, you're right, oh, it's okay that you made that mistake, but the other person, what happens to the other person? They've just been what? Accused of something they did not do. Okay, and that needs to be taken care of right then and right there. But other people would see it different, and I think that, your son needs to know that he needs to make it right. You see? But I'm afraid that these days people think that they're entitled to speak their mind and accuse people, and they don't have to pay any consequences. They shouldn't feel any shame or guilt or any of that. No. That's not building anything good to me. But it just really does, some of it does depend on how you were raised to see it. Okay? And some people don't even think about it. What they were told, this is what you do, so they do it, and they don't think about it. More people these days need to start thinking about it. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying. Think about what the consequences down the line. If you don't confront something. But anyway, how would you see it? I'm going to wrap this video up. But how would you see it? Would you see it that you should confront your child, even though it's an adult child, right then and there? You have the phone in your purse or your wallet or not wallet, but your pocket or something like that, and the child is accusing someone else without thinking, really. How would you handle the situation all around? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon that pops up. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles that pops up. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.